Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. As the rain starts to fall here in Canton, it is time to crown an NABF World Series champion. It is the three-time defending champ Stark County Terriers trying to defend their crown one more time on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation! We will see you on Saturday afternoon! Riley Meister gets the point!
Smacked into left field! Say goodnight to that baseball!
This is another one! It's back to back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas! Needs a point, and it's alive! Hanson pushes it over! Unbelievable! We play on! It's blocked! We're tied! We're tied! Unbelievable!
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave it here. Right as we take the field, right as we are ready to get underway in the NABF World Series semifinals, it starts to pour, and we are in a weather delay. Not the first time this has happened this year. There's thunder. We expected it. It is still just very annoying. Either way, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you as this is the 2025 NABF College World Series semifinals on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Whenever this rain decides to stop, I believe we are currently in a cycle that is going to give us rain for a good while. So there's a chance that we're going to have to sit tight and hope for the best in the next couple of hours. The goal is to get this game underway soon. We did have a couple of warm-up pitches, but nothing crazy. But while we're here, we're going to set the lineups at least so we have something to go off of once this game gets underway. The Class A's, a lot of great players in their lineup. Batting first, it is one of the best leadoff hitters in all of Stark County. It is going to be Brady White, and he is followed by TJ Newman, Chris Maurer, Anthony Bartiromo, Ben Yoder, Ryan Eljancic, Brock Polilli. It was expected heading in. We had a bunch of delays yesterday, and it appears that is going to be the parting line today. So as the rain falls here at Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium, we will step aside for our first weather delay of the day in Canton. Let's try this again. Good morning from Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium here in Canton, Ohio. As the rain starts to slow down for a little bit, we are going to try and get some of this game in as the Stark County Terriers take on the Canton Class A's in the 2025 NABF College World Series semifinals. Game 1 of 1 in the semis, as only the top 3 teams made it to today. The number 1 seed Mountaineer Lumber Company will play later as they will look to take home their first ever NABF World Series crown. Keep in mind, they have only been in existence for now 2 seasons. Year number 1, WRCL champs. Year number 2, potentially another step up. And as well, something interesting to note, entering the tournament, there were 3 teams that wore green. 3 teams out of 3 in the semi/championship round wear green. Looking at the jerseys, they are the same exact thing. I mean, you can see it on your screen here as White steps in for the A's. White jersey, green sleeves, same for the Terriers. So we're going to have some fun with this one. Caliker's first pitch is wide right, and we are off to the races in Canton. First pitch being thrown at 9:10 a.m. Doesn't really matter as there is no time limit today. It is a strict 7-inning game unless there is a run rule victory. The 1-0 fouled back by Brady White. White will be a rising freshman at Mount Union in the fall. Played his high school ball not, I would say, further than 5 minutes away at Alliance High School. And he was one of the best center fielders, not only in his conference, but also in Stark County. Batted .356 this past season with 31 base knocks. And he might not be a day one starter for Coach Hesse at Mount Union, but he is going to be a key figure, you would assume. The 1-2 driven foul. In this game, he is starting in left field, but during this tournament, he has started in center and as well at second base. So a good amount of versatility for the leadoff hitter. Count remains 1-2. Kelliker sets and delivers. Swing and a miss, and there is out number one. One batter faced, one strikeout for Nolan Kelliker, and it is the Terriers getting a good start in their semifinal game.
Number one, the right
The Terriers once again defending three-time champions in this tournament as they won in 2022, 2023, and 2024. Back in 2021, they made it to the championship game only to lose. But if you make it to the championship game of this tournament 4 years in a row, and with a win here, 5, you're doing something right. And off to my left is the man that led them to 3 straight titles in Coach Willoughby. Now the head coach over at St. Thomas Aquinas says he helped them win one of their first, I would say, sectional titles in a long time, maybe ever. A lot of good rebuilds happening over at STA football. I believe they got a win for the first time in 2 or 3 years this past season, and they will look to take that momentum into 2025. 2 of the count on TJ Newman, the right fielder. He is going to be a senior this upcoming year at Evangel College. 2-0 right down Broadway for strike one. But looking at Nolan Kelliker wearing number 23, he is going to be a senior at Baldwin Wallace, and he played his high school ball for Dover. Here comes the 2-1 off the plate for ball 3. After Newman, it is one of many Purple Raiders playing today in Chris Maurer. And he is one of the returners, unlike White, who is a newcomer to the squad. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Good right to left motion on the breaking ball from Kelliker. And has a good opportunity to get out number 2. Full count on the right fielder to Newman. Here comes the payoff pitch, swing and a miss, and it is back-to-back punch-outs for Kelliker. 2 down to begin the game. And his great start just continues to get better. We have seen a whole host of strikeouts in this tournament so far, but the Terriers may be doing it the best. And we saw that on Friday night with Ty Dennison coming in for just 2 innings, but he maybe threw all of 20 pitches, getting a lot of strikeouts. This pitching staff has a lot of great depth and a lot of great pieces. First pitch to Maurer, it is going to miss for ball 1. Chris Maurer wearing number 4. He is going to be a junior this upcoming year at Mount Union. Played his high school ball for one of the biggest risers this past season in Hudson. 1-0 on the outer edge connects. Now 1-1 the count. For the Purple Raiders, he was a member of the All-OAC academic team. On top of that, 8 appearances with a 4.38 ERA on the mound. And he ended up throwing in Game 1 of the tournament for the Class A's, which ended up being a loss to the Lumber Company on Friday. But I believe he was in that whole game, got around 100 pitches, and that is how his summer on the mound will end. Count 1-2 on the second baseman. The pitch from Kelliker brings it inside too far, and we are even. Nolan looking to strike out the side to begin the ball game. And still amid these muggy conditions. Count 2-2. Kelliker tries it again. And once again, he will miss inside, and we are full. Back-to-back full counts, as in the on-deck circle, it is Bartiromo, and he will hope to have an opportunity to hit this inning. Full count, 3-2. The payoff pitch. Ground ball up the middle on a one-hop, and the throw on over to first base is in time, and the side is retired. 2 strikeouts and 1 put out in the field. It is a complete inning from Nolan Kelleher. Middle of 1 in Canton. No score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Welcome back to Thurman Munson Stadium, bottom of the first inning in our lone semifinal of the day. No score here on SmeeSports. Kelleher, a great start to the game, getting the Class A's in order. First pitch to Broom up high for ball 1. On the mound today for the Canton Class A's, it is Jackson Monard. Ground ball hit over towards first. Nice scoop up, and there is out number 1. It is Stark County Royalty and Aljancic making the play. And while the Aljancic name is more synonymous with football, given the lineage of how many quarterbacks came from that family at Louisville, baseball is still one of the big ones for them, as their main diamond at the high school is named after Andy Aljancic. So I'm sure that is the first of many times that we will call his name today. First pitch to Moore is a strike, 0-1 the count. Brett Moore, a guest player today, coming in from Premier, Ohio. Suffered an injury on Friday, but he appears to be okay now. High pop-up over towards first base. Aljancic called off at second base by Maurer, and there is out number 2. The Terriers defense took the more pitching approach to getting the outs. However, the A's going with more of a defensive approach to get out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. And now it is going to be Nolan Kelleher stepping in. Kelleher, the starting pitcher, trying to get the best of Monard. Ground ball hit over towards short. It is Marks throwing across the way, and it is in time, and the side is retired. A close play, but Aljancic's pick is enough, and the inning is over. But I think we have to watch this one back, as that looked close over at first base. That was a very tough play. But still a great throw from Marks, but even better, the scoop from Aljancic. And looking at that again, I kind of think that's a clear miscall over at first base. It's a tight one. Either way, the A's get out of the inning. Both sides go in order. Through 1 in Canton. No score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville.
Strongsville CrossFit. You're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Anthony Bartiromo steps in to get things underway in the top of the second inning for the Canton Class A's. No score on SmeeSports. Both sides went in order in the first inning. A slower start than expected, but a lot of game left to play and a lot on the line today at Thurman Munson Stadium. Kelker's first pitch of the inning misses right for ball one. Bartiromo, wearing number 11, just graduated, I believe, from Malone University, and he played his high school ball for Wadsworth. The 1-0, it is going to miss low for ball two. This past season at Malone, .323 average, 43 hits, 9 doubles, 4 triples, 3 long balls, 20 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. So a very good campaign for Bartiromo. 2-0 flown foul, 2-1. And this is a homecoming for him, as Thurman Munson is the home field of Malone baseball. On top of that, as you see the big Pups logo behind home plate, this is the home of Canton McKinley as well. I would hope the branding would give that one away a little bit. 2-1, it is wide for ball three. But a lot of teams in the Canton area use this lovely diamond. The 965, they use this for a lot of their tournaments as well. Just a great fixture, a lot of outdated features, but the main press box, it gives you a true minor league or major league feel. 3 balls, 1 strike the count. The pitch. And it is inside for ball four. And the leadoff man is aboard to begin the second inning. And that'll be our first combined base runner.
Center fielder, number 5.
Excellent patience by Bartiromo. There's a reason why he was such a great hitter this past season for Malone. Patience is half the battle in the box. You just have to wait for your pitch. And in this case, he never got it. So he will settle with his walk. Now it is Ben Yoder, the center fielder, stepping in. He is going to be a senior this upcoming season for Hiram. And Hiram is a team on the rise in Division III. We'll see how they fare in 2026. Yoder takes inside for ball one. Not the only Yoder on this roster, as you look down the way. Number 25, Sam Yoder. Both Yoders went to Marlington. Sam just graduated, and he is off to Walsh, while Big Bro is at Hiram. The 1-0 driven foul, now 1-1 the count. Looking at the defense today for the Terriers, Crable behind the dish. At first it is Mastery, second it's Moore, short it's Broom, Marcerix at third, Sentfin is in left, Filozis is in center, and Josh Denzo rounds out the defense in right. Swing and a miss on the 1-2, or the 0-2 rather, and that is going to be strike three. So I guess the first pitch ended up being a strike on a late decision. And that'll be strikeout number 3 today. A lot of late decisions in this tournament. A lot of late calls changing. And that obviously does vary the setup then for the next pitch. In the 6th spot, it is Ryan Aljancic, the first baseman, stepping in. We've talked about him a little bit today. He, I believe, just graduated from Union College. And going back to his high school days, played for the Leopards of Louisville. First pitch, it is in there for strike one. Only 6 hits this past year with a .286 average, 1 double, and 5 RBIs for Aljancic. The 0-1 up high, count even. And younger bro Tate just finished up his senior year at Louisville High School. 3-sport athlete, was the quarterback for the football team, one of the big forwards for the state champion basketball team, and was a pitcher/corner infielder for the baseball team. And now he is off to Malone to play basketball and baseball. So one of the rare 2-sport athletes at the collegiate level. Aljancic pieces it up the middle, snagged at short, flicked to 2, not in time. An excellent effort from Broom, but not enough to get the lead runner. And that'll put 2 on with 1 down. Broom not pleased with the call by the field umpire.
The third baseman, number 28, Brock.
And now it is an opportunity for the young buck, Brock Palilli, to drive one in. He had the opening RBI in the tournament for the Canton Class A's that gave them a 1-0 lead on the Lumber Company Friday afternoon. And he is, just like Brady White, a rising freshman at college, one of, I believe, 2 on this roster, as he is off to Tiffin in the fall. But Palilli, a great quarter infielder and catcher for the Massillon Tigers. Massillon, not the best season baseball-wise, but not a bad campaign by any means. The 0-1, Palilli will take it down low, and the count is even. And getting some information from the coach is a good infielder and good catcher. Maybe not the biggest pop guy at the plate, but you look at his bat-to-ball skill, it is one of the best. Swing and a miss there. Now 1-2 the counts. And we look at the underclassmen at the high school level, especially the junior class, and the big all-star game for them is in Chillicothe every year, and he made it as a junior last campaign. So that tells you what talent Brock Palilli has. Here comes the 1-2. Palilli will pop it foul, and it is off of the top roof. Pretty much an enclosed stadium for the main bowl, as there is a big awning on top of us. And it also spans to the concourse behind the press box. The 1-2 ground ball pieced over towards short. Broom will take. And good sportsmanship by Brett Moore over at second base, helping up the runner. Back-to-back fielder's choice is that one successful. And with 2 down, it is the shortstop, Cade Marks, stepping in. Actually, I misspoke moments ago. He is going to be joining the group of White and Palilli at the college level as a rising freshman, as he is off to Washington and Jefferson in the fall. 2 on, 2 down, top of the second inning. No score quite yet, but a good drive deep to left field. Sempton will track it down, and he will make the catch, retiring the side, and that will end a promising half inning for the Canton A's. Middle of 2 at Munson. No score on SmeeSports, as you are watching the 2025 NABF College World Series in partnership with the NABF and the WRCL. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Luke Senfin got the final out of the top of the second inning. Now he steps in to lead off the bottom of the frame. The left fielder will be followed up by Mastery and Crable this frame. First pitch from Monard is wide left for ball 1. So far in this game, the Canton Class A's have all of the base runners. They had the opening run 90 feet away, but in the end could not bring him around to score. The 1-0 misses up high for ball 2. Going back to Jackson Monner, the starting pitcher for the A's. He is going to be a junior, not at Penn State Fayette, as he is transferring out to Kent State Tuscarawas. He's going to go and play for Coach Cole Morazek as that rebuild enters year number 3. Year number 2 with, I would say, a better molded roster. The 2-1, it is going to connect on the outer edge. A very generous strike call. But Monard, a lot to prove heading into year number 3. The 3-1 it is wide for ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard in back-to-back half innings.
The first baseman, number 25, Canton Mastery.
Monard this past year, though, 303 average, 33 hits, and I assume we will see him back in the field, potentially at third base, if this team does make it to the championship game. And he played his high school ball not too far away from here, but still, I would say a good 30, 45-minute drive over at Manchester. And Manchester is one of the more prominent suburbs of Akron. And they were mainly known for their great football run back at the back end of the 2010s. A lot of great teams over there and a lot of great wins. I know I mentioned the story a couple of times. Back in 2019, their coach, I believe, won his 400th career game with Manchester. And randomly, we were there. Just in the stands, just taking it in. On a random Friday night in a very chilly November. But that is the one memory I do have with the Manchester Panthers. 1-0 up high for ball 2. But looking at Canton Mastery, the lefty, one of the best hitters on this team. Going back a couple of weeks to the game against the Wayne Baseball Club, his grand slam was the point of difference, as from that point forward, the Terriers controlled the game. 2-0 it is there for strike 1. While looking at his college career, he is a redshirt junior at Ashland. Combined 212 average across both seasons, 33 at-bats in both seasons, and on top of it, had 7 hits exactly in both campaigns, so 14 total college hits. And we will see what he can do in 2025, or rather 2026, as he flips into the second half of his collegiate career. 3-1 count on Mastery. And he will be walked. It is down low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Nobody out. 2 on. And that is going to set up Daniel Crable, the catcher. Crable, part of that 1A, 1B double-edged sword behind the dish. He, along with John Toth, doing a great job catching this year for the Stark County Terriers, replacing Yakibuchi and Grega, who were the catchers last year for this squad. And I assume they will keep up that tandem connection for the next couple of years. First pitch misses up high for ball 1. Crable, a prominent catcher back in the day for St. Vincent St. Mary. And this past season for the Yeomen of Oberlin, a 179 average across 28 at-bats with 5 total hits on a 12-23 squad. So given that record, I assume he will earn a lot more game time next year, as it's worth a shot, because if you're going 12-23, you got to move some pieces around to potentially improve upon it. And I feel like it starts with giving some of the younger guys an opportunity. Crable chops the 2-0 foul, now 2-1 the count. I assume if the Terriers make it to the championship game, that we will see John Toth behind the dish. And that is assuming, of course, that he is here and active. That is obviously the big kicker. 2-1, misses wide left for ball 3. In the on-deck circle, it is Josh Denzo. Didn't play at all on Friday, so an opportunity for him to make a statement here. If the bases load here, I am sure we will see a mound visit. 3-1, it is in the dirt for ball 4. 3 straight walks, bases loaded. And will we see the mound visit, actually? It appears for now it is going to be Poole just talking to Monard. And the A's are going to stay content in their dugout. Usually after 3 straight walks, you're going to see somebody from the coaching staff go out there and talk to the pitcher. Poole right now is being trusted with it, but you have to settle him down. And there we go. It is late, but there is the move from the dugout to have somebody go out and talk to Monard. We did see this happen on Friday, where a second mound visit in the same inning ended a pitcher's day early. That was Dylan Rouse. His day was ended abruptly as Coach Sabo made his way out for the second time that inning, and unfortunately you cannot do that, and that then put Garrett Odie up earlier than expected. But for the couple of innings that he did throw, he looked pretty good. I don't think he is active for this game, as during the rain delay he walked in with some Dunkin' Donuts and in shorts. So I would at least hope for his sake that he is not playing in this game. Otherwise that would be a very interesting combination. But speaking of former Marlington Dukes, Josh Denzo now steps in. Denzo wearing number 8, a rising senior at Washington and Jefferson. This past season, a .217 average, 25 hits, 6 of which were doubles, and 8 home runs. The 8 home runs is where you look right here. Good rope down the left field line, and they are going to call it foul. Right on the line, and that'll make it an 0-1 count. The A's get a big break. If that was a fair ball, then look out. Maybe 2 or 3 runs come across. It just depends on how much roll that ball has. The turf is very wet as it has rained a good amount over the past 24 hours here. So I would assume that we would have some extra traction given to the ball, or really lack thereof traction, and that would allow it to skate all the way to the back left corner. The 0-1 misses high, count even. Looking at the infield setup, the middle is back and the corners are slightly in as they are playing just behind the fake grass in the infield. Fly ball sent into center field. It is going to be caught for out number 1. The runner will tag up and he will score uncontested. It is a sac fly for Josh Denzo, and that will put the Stark County Terriers on the board first in the semifinals.
Center fielder number 15, Brady.
After all, this is their competition. This is where they have had so much success over the years. It is no surprise that they are able to find the board first. And on top of that, on 0 hits, only 1 hit today, it says on the scoreboard. First pitch missing low for ball 1. And I guess that means the fielder's choice up the middle that was failed, they're going to call a hit, which usually in that instance it would just be a failed fielder's choice, which of course is not a hit. Swing and a miss now, 1-1 the count. But up here in the broadcast booth, we are not the main source of scoring the game for a good reason. Two on, 1 down, the pitch. Good crank into left field, and that one will be tracked down by White for out number 2. A simple routine fly out by Filozis, and that will keep the runners at first and second. Still a good strong relay in from Brady White, and even if there was an opportunity to advance the runners, that was taken away pretty much immediately. 2 down as Gavin Marceric steps in. He is starting at third base in this game. We saw him on Friday evening start at short in relief of Caleb Collins, who got injured at the end of the WRCL campaign. And that was a big question mark. How would Marceric fare? And he had a big hit early on in the game. Collins' efficiency was taken by Marceric, and as he rehabs, he can rest easy knowing that somebody else has picked him up. And that is the great thing about the Stark County Terriers. If somebody goes down, they have somebody of equal talents or equal grit ready to step up and take their spots. Here comes the 2-0. Swing and a miss from Marceric, now 2-1 the counts. And there's a reason why we put him on our game day graphic today. That grit and grind does deserve a spot, and besides, there's a picture of him in a Terriers uniform, so why not use it? Same with Engelhard for the Lumber Company. 2-1 up high for ball 3. As for Brady Wright on the far right side, well, it's our picture, so that's why we used it. 3 balls, 1 strike to count on Marceric. It is Braden Broom in the on-deck circle as he would begin the second go-around for the Terrier order. Marceric pops it foul, and it is going to take a mean ricochet down to the base level of the main bowl, and we are full. The runner should be off on the delivery. The Terriers up 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Runners go, payoff pitch, good rope over into left field. It is going to one-hop to White. He will throw it in, not in time, and it is an RBI single for Gavin Marceric, and that is going to make it a 2-0 ball game in favor of the Terriers. Excellent rip on the payoff pitch. Benefits with the runners going on the delivery, and he is able to drive in 1, and that will keep runners at first and second. But once again, that is Marceric stepping up in a big way for the Terriers. With the absence of Collins, somebody had to take that next leap, and it does appear that number 6 at the bottom of the order has stepped up and has really answered the call well. First pitch to Broom is wide for ball one. Broom over one today as he grounds it out to Eljancic at first base back in the bottom of the first. Broom, a rising senior at Baldwin-Wallace. His cousin, Bryce Broom, is on the Class A's roster, but at least for the time being, he is on the bench. Both standout players for the Golden Eagles of Glen Oak. But obviously some separation. 4 years, or rather 3 years, as Broom for the Terriers is going to be a senior at BW, and the Broom for the A's is going to be a freshman over at Walsh. 3-0 count on Broom. It is Moore, the guest player in the on-deck circle. The pitch. It is up high. It is a 4-pitch walk, and the bases are once again loaded for the Terriers. Good patience from Broom, not having to do too much there.
Number 7, Brett.
But in the end, he will take his base. And now an opportunity for Brett Moore to do some damage. Going back to last year's NABF World Series, the guest player for the Terriers that made a big impact from Premier, Jacob Rocky. Albeit he was a big pitcher for them. Now it's infield help instead. First pitch down low for ball one. And we've talked a lot about Rocky over the years as a great mold for a college pitcher. I believe a 9 ERA to start his career, but by the end got it down to around a 2.5. That growth every single year, getting that ERA lower and lower, that truly made him one of the best pitchers in the OAC this year. Fly ball sent into deep right center. Yoder tracks it down over his back shoulder, and the inning is over. The bases will be stranded loaded, but the Stark County Terriers, not too many complaints as they are able to bring in a pair. Through 2 at Thurman Munson Stadium, it is the 2 seed, Stark County, up 2-0 on the A's. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Two innings complete in game number 1 of the day at Thurman Munson Stadium. It is the Stark County Terriers 2, the Canton Class A 0. Your score on SmeeSports. First pitch of the inning, wide right for ball 1. Poole, White, and Newman 9-1-2 for the A's this inning as they look to get back into this game down early. Last time they had a chance to take the lead but couldn't, but that is a great start as it is a lead-off single, one hopping to the right fielder. Nice swing from John Poole. Good rip over into right center field. Had that one fall in a good spot. Good read from Denzo as he was able to have that one hop cleanly to him. Given the rain, a mistake or two could be made in the outfield. But Josh Denzo, he played it right. He got behind it. And it's the little things that we are going to look into today, maybe overanalyzing them. But when the rain is coming down, as we have said this year, it is the great equalizer. Back at the top we go. White will show bunt. Runner will take off. He said no. The runner says yes, and the runner was right. Poole ignores Brady White, and in the end, he is now in scoring position. But at first, that was not a ball that he should have gone on. But that late skip away from Crable gave him the window. And now White, a chance to move him along even further. I kind of think now it could be a swing away spot for him. Once again, 31 hits this past season. The question is, will that transfer then to the collegiate game? If he can get this to transfer at least a little bit, there's a good shot he plays at least a couple of games for Mount Union. The issue for him in the outfield is everybody is coming back. Ickes is going to be in left. You're going to have Fox in center and Tesaurus in right. Now, the infield is a ghost town. It's Tome and nobody else. You lose Costella, you lose Lehman, you lose Stegman, and you lose Viamonte in the infield. He could move into there, but still a lot of time to decide that. And at least from sources that we have talked to, it is going to be Trent Albert at short. So that is one spot that is not really available, but could change given fall ball, as that is going to be a big indicator for a lot of these fringe players. Kellikers 3-0 right down Broadway for strike one. Good response. Brady White, a latecomer to this Canton Class A squad. I believe 2 weeks into the season he made the call, and in talking to the coaching staff, they said that was the best call that they received, as he has been a great impact player for them and a really good leadoff guy, or even a number two hitter as he was on Friday. In this instance, White will walk, and that'll put 2 on with nobody out. Good patience once again by Brady White, and now it is his speed on the base path. TJ Newman, the right fielder, back in. He will try it again this past season for Evangel. More of a pitcher, 14 appearances, 3-4 record, 5.01 ERA. But 2 on, nobody out in the inning. A good spot for the A's offense. Bunt shown, but pulled back. 1-0 the count. For Stark County, the big question is, how many arms will they have available for this game, and how many do they want to save for the championship? I would assume, just given this whole season, Ty Dennison is getting the nod in the championship game if they make it. That is what at least I would assume would happen. He pitched a little bit on Friday. Not anything crazy, and I assume he would still have maybe 100 pitches if he decided to grind it out to work with against the Lumber Company. The big issue with him, half of the players in the Lumber Company are Mount Union players who see him every day. So that could be a matchup that goes in favor of the Lumber Company. 2-0 it is there for strike one. And keep in mind the number 1 seed, they did beat Stark County yesterday in the battle for that 1 seed. And in actuality, the Lumber Company needed to win that game as they dropped a heartbreaker 12-11 to the B2 Bulls in the game before. 2-1 bunt and foul. A lot of really interesting results yesterday. In one of the games, I believe there was a walk-off walk. And going back to that Lumber Company loss to the Bulls, they were down by 6 entering the final inning. They scored 7, and then Ickes allowed 2, and that was the game. But that is the beauty of this tournament. You never know how it is officially going to end before the 2-2 time called. And now Crable is going to go out and talk to his pitcher. Make sure you stick with us after this game is over, not only for our Player of the Game presentation presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, but also for game number 2 of the day as the Mountaineer Lumber Company takes on the winner of this game in the NABF College World Series Championship game for 2025. And that'll be a great way for us to wrap up our summer ball coverage for the year. Kellikers 2-2. Good pop off to the right side, but it is going to be caught at first base by Mastry. 1 down. Didn't get the good spot on the baseball. An awkward jammed swing. Didn't break his bat, but just not enough power behind it. And with 1 down, that will not only set up the double play ball, but also that'll bring in Maurer, who grounded out up the middle his first time up. So if that were to happen again, then you could see a 1-6-3 double play, as the ground out was recorded by Kelliker. You want to be aggressive, but also careful. And same with the runners on the base path already. Good rip to the right side. Maurer drops it in right field. Denzo will scoop it up. His relay is strong. The play at the plate is not in time, and it is an RBI single for Chris Maurer, and that will make it a 2-1 ball game. Kind of was surprised to see the runner go from third. Denzo had a great read on the ball out in right field, but more than enough time to get it in. And with one down, this game 90 feet away from being tied up, as it is Brady White now at third. But excellent hustle by Poole to get all the way around from seconds. And now this game could have another wrinkle added in. Bartiromo, the DH, back in. He walked his first time up. First pitch inside, but blocked by Crable. And that is going to keep the Terriers in the lead. The blocking of Crable and Toth is outstanding, and they are going to need to make sure that is the case today. You cannot have any free passes here, especially this early on. You have to be, I would say, at your best. You have a slight margin for error, but not a big one. Good rip over towards second base. Moore gloves it. His throw to 2 is in time. The relay to 1 is also there, and that double play will save the inning, and the Terriers will hold on to their lead. Nicely done by Moore over at second base. An outstanding snag. They get the lead runner, and then at first, that is the moneymaker, and they make it happen in the end. Otherwise, White would have easily scored, and we would be tied. But in the end, the defense does just enough, and it is Stark County hanging on by a thread, but that thread is still strong enough to hold them over the A's. Middle of 3 at Thurman Munson. 2-1 your score. The Terriers on top on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Nolan Kelliker steps in to get things underway in the bottom of the third inning. Stark County up 2-1 on the Canton Class A's. For those just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning from a very muggy and overcast Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium. We did have the start time of this game pushed back due to some rain. Kelliker rips that one into right field, and it is down for a leadoff single. Nice work by the starting pitcher of the Terriers, using the Ohtani rule to hit in this game. And that is why, as he is now 1 for 2 today. Good drive out into right field as Newman is able to field it nicely on the one hop. But either way, the leadoff man is aboard. And now that brings in Luke Senfin. The left fielder walked his first time up. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Sempton going to be a rising junior at Findlay. Played his high school ball for Glen Oak, But this past season, one of the best seasons on this roster, maybe the best. 352 average, 63 hits. Finley may have been 24 and 27, but Senfin was their star. That is just outstanding from him. And if he can take that next step next year, you're looking at a guy with an extra year of eligibility. He can go up to maybe a Division II or Division I juggernaut. Maybe even a smaller MAC school, but still be an impact player for them. Or he stays at Finley all 4 years and he becomes one of their best ever players. 2-0, it is going to miss low for ball 3. In the on-deck circle, it is Caden Mastery, the first baseman. Senfin did begin a stretch of back-to-back-to-back walks last inning. And that'll be a strike. 3-1 the counts. Called strike, but at the same time, kind of a, I don't think it really counted, but still kind of a motion at the ball. Didn't really matter. But either way, 3-1. And now 3-2 as he swings and misses. Something else to note about this tournament, it is a wood bat tournament. We have seen a couple of bats already break in this competition, and we could see more today. Runner goes, payoff pitch, ground ball off to the right side, and it is going to slip through. By every definition of the word slip through, it will sneak away. How about that from Senfin? And that is why he had so many hits this past season. Hits just like that, able to play the defense like a fiddle, just sneaks it through. And once again, if that ball was anywhere more to the left or to the right, that was going to be stopped. But put it in a great spot. And with the runner in motion, Kelliker now at third. An insurance run is 90 feet away for the Terrier offense. First pitch sails up high for ball 1. Setting the defense for the Class A's. It is Monard on the mound. Pull behind the dish. Aljancic at first. Maurer at second. Marks at short. And third, it is Polilli. In left, it's White. Center is Yoder. And to round out the defense, it is Newman in right. Count 1-1 as the 1-0 hits the outer edge. No sign yet, at least visibly, of the Mountaineer Lumber Company. But we will see if that changes later on. The throwback to first, not in time. But it does appear a game of some kind is going to happen over at Thurman Munson Field number 2. But that is not a part of our competition here. The 1-1. High pop-up off to the right side. Maurer going into right field, and it is going to drop. The throw to 2 for the fielder's choice. It is in time for out number 1, but that will still score Kelliker. And that'll make it a 3-1 ball game. Nicely done by Mastery. Able to fool the defense. And on top of that, as nobody touched it, it should go down as a hit and then fielder's choice.
Number 19, Daniel Craig.
Unfortunate from the defense. Maurer calls off in the end, but Newman didn't have a read on it. And now there is a slight cushion restored for the Terrier offense. Up by 2 again as it is Crable stepping in. First pitch missing low for ball 1. If you are the Class A's, you have to be kicking yourself after that one. That is a play you have to have. And as it is now a 2-run ball game, the offense is going to need to pick up the pace in the 4th. 1-0 tipped foul now, 1-1 the counts. Once again, the winner of this game will take on the Mountaineer Lumber Company in the championship game that is to follow. If Stark County does not win this game, we will for sure have our first new champion since 2021. The last 3 years, all Stark County. The 1-1 in there now, 1-2 the counts. And once again, a rebuilding year for this group. New head coach, a lot of new players, a few returners, but pretty much a whole new cast. But they still have lived up to their high expectations and have delivered some really great performances. 1-2 down low for ball 2. And as these guys head back to school and get ready for their spring seasons, it'll be interesting to see if the fringe guys take that next step or if the guys who have already established themselves will still be the main guys. 2-2 pops up and out of play it goes. And that is going to loudly hit off of the top roof. A couple of different roofs on the premises. One big one once again over the main bowl. And you can definitely tell if it hits it or not. 2-2 brought inside, and Crable is going to rope it down the right field line, out of play. A good amount of power behind the swing. Just well off the mark. After Daniel Crable, it goes to Josh Denzo. And he is getting ready in the on-deck circle off to our left. The 2-2 once more. Good rip to the right side. And Crable at long last has it down in fair territory. Relay to third. Not in time. And Crable follows closely behind, cruising into second. And that is how you perfectly run the bases. Nicely done all the way around. First of all, you look at Mastery at first base, sees the ball through, takes the turn, goes to third. Throw goes through to third. Crable sees it. He goes to second. Beautifully done. That now sets up the Denzo nicely, and that is why the Terriers are one of the best teams at this level. They know how to do the little things right. And in a game like this, I'll say it all day, that is going to be something to look at and something that can separate you from your opponents. First pitch from Monard up high for ball one. Denzo, a very productive out his first time up, as it was a sacrifice fly. And that brought in the opening run of the game for the Stark County Terriers and really in general. The 1-0, a good drive deep to left center field. It has a chance, and that one is gone! A 3-run bomb from Josh Denzo, and that is going to make it a 6-1 ball game. What a shot from Denzo! Sac fly last time. This time he had bigger aspirations, and those aspirations double the score for the Terriers. Now up by 5. That is going to be one of the biggest swings of this entire tournament. Wow. I mentioned it last time he was up. 8 home runs this past season, and you see how he made that happen. And now it does appear the call to the bullpen has been made by the Class A's. It is going to be Braden Cancer, the alum of Green, coming on to throw for the Class A's. As he gets ready, we will step aside. But Josh Denzo, with one swing of the bat, changes this game. 6-1 your score. Stark County on top of the Canton Class A's. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. The call to the bullpen has been made. And the first pitch after the change is a strike, 0-1 the count. The new arm on the mound for the Class A's is Braden Cantor, an alum of Uniontown Green High School. Ground ball hit over to the right side by Velozis, and the foot race back to one will be won by the Terriers, or no, rather it is won by Class A in the end, and they are able to get out number 2. A tight one over at the bag. At first it looked like he was going to be safe, but Velozis unable to win the foot race, and it is a quick first out for the new pitcher. And over there, it's kind of a tough call. I think on the replay, you can kind of see that Class A is there first, but still close. First pitch breaks in for strike 1 to Marceric. Either way, this inning is going to belong to the Terriers as they have put up a 4 spots. Now 0-2 on Marceric as he swings and misses. Next inning for the A's, it is Yoder, Eljancic, and Palilli, 5, 6, and 7. But the Stark County Terriers, they wanted to make it back to the championship game to prove themselves once again, and they are well on their way. 0-2 wide right for ball 1. Not really an opportunity that Cantor wants to risk, given the potency of this offense. 0-2, try to get the chase opposed to a natural strike. On the 1-2, he will break it wide right. And we are even. The rain so far today has come and gone at Thurman Munson Stadium. It does appear that we are having a mist, at least for now. And we will see how long that lasts, or if it does get any worse. 2-2 chopped foul, and we will see it again. In the on-deck circle after Marceric, it is Broom at the top of the order. But right now for the Class A's, the task is simple. Keep the energy up as much as you can, as without that, this game is going to get out of hand, even more so than it is. 2-2, Marceric pops it up to the right side in foul territory. Eljancic chasing after it, and he has it in foul territory right in front of his catcher Poole, and the side is retired. Good communication off to the right side, as it is Eljancic getting the ball on the very high pop-up. But in the end, it is Josh Denzo who tells the story this inning. A 3-run homer off into left center field is enough to double the run tally for the Terriers. Through 3, 6-1 your score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Welcome back to Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium, top of the 4th inning, and it is the Stark County Terriers up 6-1 on the Canton Class A's. For those just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning, live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Josh has ended the last inning with a big 3-run home run, and with that homer in mind, it is now a 5-run game. The Terriers in control. And for them, best case scenario here is to walk out of here with a run rule victory. But first things first, getting out of this inning with potentially a couple of extra runs added on offensively and nothing added on by the Class A's. It's one step at a time for this team. They don't want to look too far into the future, but also they don't want to stay stuck in this game for too long. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it is almost wide of Crable, but it is a tremendous snag behind the plate. Doesn't matter, count now 2-2. But for the A's, it is Yoder, Aljancic, and Polilli, 5, 6, and 7 this inning. Good steady rainfall once again here at Munson. The 2-2. Weak chop off to the left side. Scooped up by Kelliker. Fading backwards his throw. It is not in time as Mastery is unable to catch it. An awkward hop towards the first baseman, and the leadoff man is aboard. But that is really the only option that Kelliker had to try and throw that from his back foot. That was never going to be an easy play to make. Mastery gave it his all, a great stretch over at first base. But in this game, you can't make every single play, and that is a great example of why. With the leadoff man on, once again, Ryan Aljancic is in. He reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. And he had the final 2 putouts of the third inning defensively for the A's. First pitch will connect for strike 1. Keeping Kelliker in this game as long as possible is a big priority for the Terriers as they want to save their pitchers for the championship game that is to follow. Ground ball hit over towards short. Nice backhand glove. Throw to 2. It is in and out of the glove of Moore. And that is going to see Aljancic along with Yoder stay on the base path. Excellent work over at short by Broom. An excellent snag. Moore just missed it. And you can tell he was frustrated. The throw was right there. But 2 on, nobody out. And it is an opportunity for Polilli to drive in at least 1. This year overall in the NABF World Series, a lot of higher scoring games than in years past. So we will see if that does remain the parting line as we head to the conclusion of this tournament. First pitch to Polilli on the outer edge, connects for strike 1. Good work by Kelliker so far in this game. He has been a strong arm for the Stark County Terriers. The 0-1 fly ball sent into left center field. And it is going to be caught by Philosis for out number 2. Runners will tag. Or rather that it's out number 1. And both runners are safe. So that'll put 2 in scoring position with 1 down. After Polilli flies out to center field. And now it is Cade Marks, the shortstop, stepping in. He flew out to White and left his last time up. And I believe this was the exact scenario. 1 down, runners at second and third. And because of where that ball was placed, nobody could advance. But right now, given the overall game script, you have to try and bring in at least 1, if not 2 here, if you are the Canton Class A's. There's only so much game left. And if you leave a comeback for late, which, to be fair, it has worked out a lot in this tournament so far. But in a championship round against a team that has dominated this tournament, that might not be the spot to do it. First pitch runs well inside for ball 1. Sun is starting to come out, but once again, the rain is pouring. So an interesting visual oxymoron. The 1-0 is going to miss wide for ball 2. And we will see if that does impact the defense of the Terriers, as playing defense in the rain is one of the more challenging aspects of baseball. Here comes the 2-0, and it'll be chopped foul down the left side. And it'll be picked up by Coach Sabo just outside of the dugout. Time now 10:15 in Canton, just over an hour into this game. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss, and now it is 2-2. Nice work by Kelliker, bringing it on the inside edge. Gets that chase. If there was any contact, it would have either been a weak foul ball or just a jammed pitch sent up the middle. And from there, that could have simply earned out number 2 and no further advancements. Kind of like that, but instead it goes foul as it does hit off of his ankle. But that kind of play, the runners stay put, and it is an easy put out at first for out number 2. But now we're going to have a slight pause as Marks is going to walk around on it to make sure that he is okay. Marks is a rising freshman at Washington and Jefferson. Plays high school ball for Hoban. He was one of their team captains this past year. And a couple weeks ago, he earned an invite to the All-Star game at Canal Park, but in the end was unavailable for that game. But still one of the top seniors in the area. 2-2 up high and wide for ball 3, and we are full. And in talking to this coaching staff, they harped on his high baseball IQ, his good bat, and his high-end defense. So a lot of good tools for him, and seeing the track record of Hoban in regards to producing top talents, it's no surprise. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 down. The payoff pitch fouled back. And that'll keep the at-bat going. Once again, the sun trying to come out here at Thurman Munson. But the rain is still coming down, I would say, relatively hard. Hard to see it, but what you do see, it is pummeling. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, chases the high heat. And there is out number 2. Strikeout number 4 today for Kelliker.
The catcher, number 15,
And that is his first strikeout since Yoder struck out in the 5 slots back in the 2nd inning. So it's been a long time coming for Kelliker, but a total of 4 today. And on top of that, the pitching staff of the A's, 0. So that kind of shows you where we are in this game in regard to strikeouts. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Pull chases it. 0-1 the count. But if you are the A's, you have to score here. You have these 2 runners in scoring position. You can't let this opportunity pass you up. The 0-1 misses up high. Count now even. Poole going to be a rising junior at Heidelberg. He played his high school ball for Hudson. And once again, the Explorers had one heck of a campaign. One of the highest risers in Northeast Ohio. The 1-1 sails up high for ball 2. For those just tuning in, game number 2 of the day is scheduled for 11:30, and it is going to be the championship game of this NABF World Series. So should be a great battle to end out our summer coverage. 2-1, swing and a miss. Now 2-2 the count. The Terriers 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with no damage done by the A's. And if they can, that would keep all of the momentum with them. The 2-2 runs it inside for ball 3, and we are full. In the on-deck circle for the A's, it is Brady White. And he will have an opportunity, if he comes in this inning, with the bases most likely loaded. If not, he will be the leadoff hitter in the 5th. Full count, 3-2. The payoff pitch, and it is in the dirt for ball 4. The bases are loaded. And Brady White with the biggest at-bat of his summer. So far today, 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time up, and outside of that, he walked. So no hits yet today, but if he gets one here, that could bring in 1, 2, or even 3. It just depends on what kind of power he packs. That is the big question. White pops it up to the right side. Foul. 0-1 the count. Lions did play a relatively tough schedule this past year, taking on a lot of top teams. And because of that, he has faced a lot of very good pitching. So that does help him out here against Kelliker. 0-1 the count on the former center fielder of Alliance. The pitch. On the outer edge, it connects for strike 2. And yet again, Kelleher able to find his spots very nicely. Bases loaded, 2 down, 0-2 count on Brady White. The pitch from Kelleher, and it is going to miss in the dirt for ball 1. Good take from Brady White. No shock to see the ball down low. One of the better opportunities to chase. But White's plate discipline in the end able to prevail. But a long way to go nonetheless for White if he is to have a very successful at-bat, or even just a successful one. Has to do something here. Here comes the 1-2, and it'll be blocked for ball 2. Nice work by Crable. And going back to a point made earlier, these pass balls would be killer, but Crable for the most part has been great behind the plate. And given the overall moisture on the diamond, we're going to have a ball swap here. I expect to see a lot of baseballs used in these 2 games today. The wetter it gets here, the more and more we're going to have to use, as the moment you lose your grip, the moment you, I would say, lose control of the game, you have to find a way to stay strong here. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count, as Kelleher on his screen is getting ready to go once again. Wait, patience so far. Here comes the 2-2, and he will take strike 3 on the outer edge, and the side is retired. 5th strikeout of the game for Nolan Kelleher, and the inning is over. Just like that, bases loaded, 2 down. Kelleher finds the final out and is able to survive. It is the halfway point of this semifinal, and it is all Stark County. 6-1 is your score. You are watching the 2025 NABF College World Series on SmeeSports in partnership with the NABF and the WRCL. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. After a great amount of resilience in the top of the inning defensively, it is the offense's turn once again in the bottom of the frame for the Terriers. First pitch driven into right field, and it is going to be caught by Newman, 1 quickly down. That is Braden Broom flying out to begin the bottom of the 4th inning. 6-1 your score, the Stark County Terriers on top of the Canton Class A's. It has been a great day so far for Stark County. As looking back to last inning, it was Josh Denzo with a big 3-run home run that made it a 6-1 game opposed to a 3-1 game, and that bought a lot of extra time for Nolan Kelleher on the mound. The second pitch of the inning pieced up the middle, and it is a 1-out single for Brett Moore. He is now 1 for 3 on the day. Once again, he is a substitute player, a guest player, if you will, for the Terriers for this tournament. Played this regular season for Premier, Ohio, and the rising sophomore at Salem made the switch for the NABF as he is on the lookout to get some potential silverware. And in regard to this Terriers team, he was looking for a spot that he can come in and be a plug-and-play guy, and that is what he has been so far in this tournament. And with the injury to Caleb Collins once again, to have another middle infielder at your disposal, that is big. 1-0 the count on Kelleher. And even if he is pulled off of the mound in this game, he is going to stay in as the DH. He is going to be a key figure in that regard, I am sure, in the next game. We'll see what the Terriers end up doing overall. I think the main change is going to be Toth behind the dish, and that could then make Crable the DH in place of a Ty Dennison. Good rip into right field by Kelleher, and it is going to be caught for out number 2. Once again, nicely done out and right by Newman. And more, I would say, somewhat lucky to be able to get back in, as if Newman came up throwing on that catch, he had a shot at first base, but there was no real cover. 2 down as Sempton now steps in. 1 for 1 today with a single his last time up, and his first plate appearance was a walk. Throw back to first base is going to be late. Stark County 6. The Class A's 1-year score, bottom of the 4th inning in Canton. More dancing over at first base, and they almost got him. He has to be careful. You cannot end the inning on a pickoff. He is a fast player, yes, but over-aggressiveness can be very tough to overcome. Count 1-0 as Sempton takes outside. Next inning for the A's, once again, Newman, Maurer, and Bartiromo, 2, 3, and 4. And they are going to need to start to pick up the pace if they are to get back in this game. Down by 5, it is manageable, but not an ideal spot. And now, I believe they're going to call a balk, and that is going to move more up to second. So, after all, when it's all said and done, the dancing did work out. Very risky over at first base, but he gets his free base. And now a chance to go from there. And it does appear that Luke Jansen is making his way to the bullpen for the Terriers. And I believe that is Fesser along with him. But Sempton an opportunity to now drive in a run. He has to do a lot less with more in scoring position. 2-0, it is off the plate for ball 3. After Sempton, it is Caden Mastry. And Mastry does have some home run power. Already won this game courtesy of Josh DeZenzo. The 3-0 pitch, it is wide left for ball 4. And that is going to put 2 on for Mastry. A big kicker for Class A is most likely they don't have any other pitching. And on top of that, they have to save somebody for the championship game if they are to make it there. You have to play to win the game you're in, but we saw it last year in the WRCL championship game. Premier lost all their pitching, and they lost by 20. And that was a very ugly championship game. First pitch to Mastry is in there for strike 1. A slow start to the inning for the Terrier offense. But down the stretch, they begin to heat up. The 0-1. Wide left, evening things up. Mastry so far today, a fielder's choice that brought in a run and a walk. So 2 productive at-bats, but nothing really in regards to power. The 1-1 ground ball pieced over towards left field, and it is through. And that is going to bring in more from second base. It is an RBI single for Caden Mastry, and that'll make it a 7-1 ball game in favor of the Terriers. Nicely done by the lefty. Pieces it just past the shortstop marks. An excellent effort from the Hoban alum. But in the end, Mastry puts it in too good of a spot. That'll keep 2 runners on, and it'll keep the inning going. Stark County now up by 6. And they have a chance to keep it going here. Crable 1 for 1 today. A good piece to right field. Now goes to left, and it is pieced through. They are going to send the lead runner home. The play at the plate is in time. They got him, and the side is retired. What a throw from Brady White. Coach Sabo, he is elated, and we will see it again on the replay, and we will see if it is a good call or not. My goodness, not even close. Wow. I don't even know if he touched him. What a throw from Brady White. We're going to call it as it is. Once again, we're not against the game. We're going with what is called, and we're going to show it again as, wow. Either way, Brady White, to get that ball that close, I am impressed. And there is no tag there, and the catcher doesn't even look like he appealed. Either way, the inning is over. The Terriers score 1, and they are still upset. Through 4, they lead by 6 on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. As we enter the top of the 5th inning, we showed the replay twice, and I think definitively the runner was in safe. And I don't even know if there was a tag down. In the end, he was called out at home, and that ended the inning. First pitch of the 5th, a one-hop over to short. Broom's throw to 1 is on the money for out number 1. But if you are the Terriers, you are now playing with a chip on your shoulder, knowing that this could have been a spot that you're up by 10. We go back to that scenario. It's 8-1 if that run does count. And then it is Josh Denzo back in. Denzo already a 3-run homer. If he does it again, it's 11-1. And this would be the final half inning. Instead, it's a 4-run discrepancy. Well, in actuality, a 1-run discrepancy looking at the overall scenario. But it could have been more. And if you are the A's, you have to play this with all your might. You are given this opportunity to fight back in, and you have to take it here. You're not going to get a chance like this again. And not only does this keep the game going further, but also that could mean another arm has to come on and throw for the Terriers. And that is a luxury that the Lumber Company has. They only have to use one arm in this upcoming game, and I assume it's going to be Keegan Gilbride. Here comes the 0-2, and it is up and in for ball 1. So far today, Chris Maurer, 1 for 2, an RBI single, and a ground out to his name. And I believe the action in the bullpen coming to a close. I believe it was Jansen and Fesser out there. They want to save Jansen and Dennison for the next game. They might not be able to. If Fesser can go out there and give you a couple of innings, then maybe you make that decision. The defense is going to dictate a lot of that, and same with the offense. We have some time. 2-2, piece into right center, and that one is down in the gap. Nice swing from Maurer, and he is off to the races. He will touch and go from 2, and in the end, he will hang up in scoring position. It is a big one-out double for Chris Maurer. He is now 2 for 3 today. And in the end, I believe he did make the right choice, staying at second base. Took a somewhat heavier turn, but he will hold up And with one down, Bartiromo steps in, a chance to bring back one. And we are looking at that replay once again to see a definitive angle. And we do have definitive proof of the runner in safe at home. It is a screenshotable play. The tag is applied after the hand is already past the bag, it appears. But we will see. Ground ball hit over towards third. Nice scoop up by Marceric. His throw across the way is in time. 2 down. But this defense, they're doing a great job putting that inning behind them. They could easily have sat here and dwelled on that. Oh, it could have been 8-1. Oh, it could have been 11-1. Oh, we could have been out of this game. Not at all. They're focusing on the game that is actually being played. And once again, that is what makes them good. You have to focus on how the game is being played, not what could have been. Now an opportunity for Yoder to drive in Maurer. Good piece into right field. It is down, and it is go time. They are going to hold him up. And in the end, he may have had a chance, but it is a 2-out single for Ben Yoder. That'll put runners at the corners, and that'll set up Ryan Aljancic. Aljancic reached on an error his last time up and a fielder's choice his first time up. And we're still looking to get that definitive look on the replay. And I think there it is. I don't even know if he touched him. I think we're going to get that replay up again soon. And I think it'll be on social media in around 25 minutes or when this game's over. I think we'll have that one up and let our Instagram umpires take it from there. Maybe it'll be the Andrew Cole clip part 2. But either way, runners to the corners for Aljancic. Good rip, and save with the bat, my goodness! And it's caught by Mastry! My goodness, what just happened? He caught the ball and almost the bat. The inning is over. What is going on? It is slippery, but Aljancic, he chose violence. And in the end, violence was not the answer. Wow. I am impressed with Mastry, though. Not many guys can stand in there with a bat flying towards their head and make that play. Middle of 5 at Munson. And my goodness, the Stark County Terriers, even with some violence shown against them, they remain tall. 7-1 your score on SmeeSports. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. After a very interesting ending to the top of the 5th inning, we go to the bottom of the frame. For those just tuning in, a good swing from Aljancic. And speaking of good swings, it's a good one to get this inning underway from Denzo. But it is right to White in left field for out number 1. But going back to the top of the 5th inning, we had a very interesting play. Not only did Aljancic piece the ball off to the right side, but also the bat. The bat may have went further than the ball for a moment, but Caden Mastry over at first base, unfazed by a bat flying towards him, made the play. And for those who live their lives on Instagram Reels and have seen Undodgeball, the bonus bat almost coming into effect. But unfortunately, via NABF rules, there is nothing added on if you get hit by a bat in this game. There's hit by a pitch, that we understand. But hit by a bat, I don't think that is in the job description quite yet. But after today, that might have to be. That is one of the more anatomical plays to kind of go with the anomaly theme that you'll see in this tournament. 2-1 the count on Philozis, the center fielder. 0 for 2 today, a fly out to left and a ground out to first. Swing and a miss on the 2-1, now 2-2 the count. And at least for the time being, the Sun is trying to make an appearance at Thurman Munson Stadium. But as we have said, the best pinch runner or pinch hitter in all of baseball is still prevalent, and that is Mother Nature. She can enter and re-enter as many times as she wants. The 2-2, fly ball sent into shallow left center field, and it is going to be caught at short for out number 2. Nice work by Marks as he is able to track that one down. Going back to last inning, controversial play at home, but we got to play it the way it looks. Brady White with one heck of a throw. But with 2 down, that is going to bring in Marceric. An RBI single his first time up, and a pop out to first base, and Aljancic his second. Bottom of 5, 2 down, ground ball up the middle, and it is through into center field. Marceric now 2 for 3 today. It is a 2-out single. And going back to the last WRCL game of the campaign, Caleb Collins gets hurt. The question was, who would replace him? Marceric's impact on the left side has been tremendous. He has stepped up. He has answered that call. And once again, the Stark County Terriers showing why this is their competition. If they win today, this will be their 4th in a row, and that would be a great way to bookend year number 1 as the head coach if you are Coach Sabo. Fly ball sent into left field by Broom, and that one is going to be caught, and the inning is over. Nicely done by Brady White out in left as he is able to charge that one, and he will get the final out. Nothing done by the Terriers in the bottom of the 5th inning. To the 6th we go in Canton. It is all Stark County. 7-1 your score on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Time now for the call to the bullpen. It is William Feaster on to throw for the Stark County Terriers. Beyond that, we do have one more change, as in center field, it is Kelliker in place of Philozis. And now there's a chance that he moves to DH. Ground ball right in front of the catcher. Crable's throw is in time for out number 1. And as a catcher, you have to be agile. You have to be athletic and make a play like that. Excellent read from Crable. Gets it on a slight dribbler. and is able to make a good, strong throw down the right field line to first. 1 up, 1 down, and that'll bring in Cade Marks, the shortstop. A couple of good plays so far today at short, but at the plate 0 for 2 as he flew out and struck out. Feaster's pitch hits the outside edge for strike 1. And his goal is simple. Finish the game. He has this inning and then the next. You then save Jansen and you save Gilbride for the championship game. And I am seeing it off to our left. We are going to get the true Lumberjack uniforms from the Lumber Company. They have the sleeveless jerseys rocking. This is going to be a very interesting championship game. I absolutely love that call. That is, I would say, Adam Sandler at any main event. The 0-2 down low for ball 1. It looks out of place, but you look into it, it just makes sense for what it is. And I'll tell you what, if you're trying to get a big swing, maybe nobody better than a Lumberjack to do it. 1-2 driven foul. And they have a chance to complete one of the biggest rises and one of the best stories in all of travel ball. Year 1 as an organization, league champs as the lowest seed to do it. And then year 2, potentially, they can take home this tournament. Strike 3 called up high for out number 2. And that is going to be Feaster's first K of the game. Maybe a bit higher than expected for a call, but in the end, that does get the umpire's attention in the right way. But we will talk a lot more about the Lumber Company in the next game. I think heading into today, and really heading into day number 2, the Lumber Company and the Terriers stood out from the rest. They played each other yesterday, game interrupted by some rain. The Terriers lost it, but a chance for redemption and a chance to round out their season with their 4th consecutive NABF World Series crown. Either way, you get one big storyline to round out the season. And that is what you love to see. And as well, a rematch from last year's WRCL semifinals. Here comes the 2-0, driven foul. Count now 2-1. Make sure you stay tuned with us after this game goes final, as we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. A lot of great candidates on this Stark County Terriers squad. Ground ball taking a ride off of the mound. The throw to 1 from short is on the money, and the inning is over. Nicely done by Broom, and that completes the 1-2-3 inning. Middle of 6 at Munson. One more opportunity for the Terriers to add on to their lead when we return. Or actually, we look at the scoreboard. They score 2. The game ends here. You are watching the 2025 NABF College World Series on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Brett Moore steps in to lead things off in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Stark County Terriers looking to put on the finishing touches in this half inning to then take this lead into the 7th to try and close it out from here. They do have the last run of the game, which was scored in the bottom of the 4th, but Moore, a great start to the inning, a good piece into left field. He is now 2 for 4 today with back-to-back hits. But not much offense in the last, I would say, half hour. But this has been a very good game so far. The Terriers showing why they belong here, and they're setting up one of the most exciting NABF World Series championships to date, as this is the first year the tournament has moved to Canton, and it'll be an all-Ohio affair. Kelliker pops that one foul off to the left side. 0-1 the count. And I will say this is very good for Ohio baseball to have 3 teams out of the 5 that are from Ohio make it to the Final 4, or rather the Final 3. But it speaks volumes about the talent here. Runner goes, throwdown is on the money, and there is the tag. Moore somehow gets away with it, so that is 1 stolen base. He goes for 2, and there he is out, 1 down. So I believe he does get a stolen base in there, and then he loses it going to third. One of the more obscure plays that you will see in this tournament. But looking at the turf, it is slippery. He did not plan for that, and he was sent on the slip and slide off the bag. Which, to be fair, don't knock the slip and slide. That is how I learned how to slide. And albeit that taught me some powers that I even couldn't harness myself, as when I was concussed, I still dove head first and gave, I would say, a good amount of people a heart attack in the stands. But the big question was I safe? And unlike Moore in that case, the answer was yes. Somehow in some way. Still haven't figured that one out. The 2-2, good drive into deep right field, and it is going to fall for extra bases. It is going to ping off the top right of the wall, and he is going over towards third. Kelliker is safe, and it is a 1-out triple. One heck of a swing from Kelliker, and that'll put run number 8 90 feet away. But the kicker there for the Terriers is pretty simple. If Moore wouldn't have been picked off for out number 1, that would have brought him in. But what a swing. And he got lucky. That ball almost one-hopped the fence. But in the end, that top piece of, don't even know exactly what the material is, but whatever that top line is, sent it right back into play. And that was enough for him to take an extra base. It is going to be Luke Sempton stepping back in. Sempton, 6 home runs this past year for Findlay. We have already seen 1 in this game, so why not another? And on top of that, the infield is in for the Class A's as they want to cut off that run at home. Down by 6, they are going to need a big inning regardless in the 7th. If they get there. That is not a guarantee as of right now. Here comes the 1-1. Taken inside for ball 2. If we do see the 7th, it is White, Newman, and Maurer. 1, 2, and 3 for the A's. Either way, for the Canton Class A's, a good showing in this NABF World Series. But that is going to be an RBI single for Sempton as he ropes it over into right field. Nicely done by the Terrier offense. They get the first run of the game since the bottom of the 4th inning. And now they are up by 7. But no surprise to see that kind of swing from Sempton. A great campaign for Findlay and a great campaign for the Terriers. And if 1 foot wasn't already in the championship game, it surely is now. And going back to the kicker, assuming the rules are the same as they were in pool play, 8 runs after 6, I believe, is enough to end the game. If Moore wasn't picked off, we're done. Then again, that play at the plate. A lot of if this, then that for the Terriers. But given all of that, given the rain, given everything, 8-1 lead, out hitting the A's by 6. This has been a great game for them, and they are 1 win away after this one from making history. It's very rare to see a team win the same competition 4 years in a row. But they are close. Runner will go. Pitch is wide for ball 2. But it is going to be an easy stolen base for Sempton. Mastery did hit an RBI single his last time up. On top of that, his prior ground out was a fielder's choice that also did bring in a run. So he has 2 of the 8 runs on his watch today. The only man with more is Denzo as he has 4. Good rip into right center field. but it is going to be tracked down in the gap by Yoder for out number 2. A lot of power behind the swing from Mastery, but unfortunately for him, just right to the center fielder.
The catcher, number 19, Canton.
And that is why we talk about precision over power a lot of the time. It's better to bloop the ball in front of the outfield than hit the ball 350 into center, but right to the center fielder. Power is great and all, don't get me wrong, but placement matters a lot more. And that is the big issue with, I would say, baseball nowadays. The kids are going for the big hit, the big flashy play. But it's the guys in actuality who play their role perfectly that are going to get the college looks. Popped up off to the left side, and that is going to be caught, and the inning is over. Nicely done on the left side by Marks as he is able to get over there and end the inning. One more opportunity for the Class A's as we enter the top of the 7th inning. The Stark County Terriers 8, the A's 1, your score. You are watching the 2025 NABF College World Series semifinals on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Time for a pinch hitter at the top of the order. It is the lefty Bryce Broom stepping in for the Canton Class A's in the top of the 7th inning. Final chance for the A's to keep their NABF World Series hopes alive in the battle of the white jerseys with green sleeves. It's the same jersey. That is the tough thing about this game. You look at the teams, a lighter green for the A's in comparison to the Terriers. But either way, that does play tricks on your mind. 1-1 the count on Broom. But this past season for Glen Oak, a .406 average, which is nuts at the high school level. 41 hits, 14 RBIs, 7 of which were doubles. A total of 7 triples, I believe. And on top of that, a pretty good base runner, 15 for 18 on stolen bases. And just getting some words from the coaching staff, a dynamic player who's very fast, a great leadoff guy. But in this case, he will swing and a miss through that one. And there is out number 1. And that is Feaster's second strikeout of the game. But back to Broom, a very good player, and just like a couple of other guys, he was at Chillicothe last year in that all-star game and was a 3-year starter for Glen Oak, and he is off to Walsh in the fall. Now it is the right fielder Newman stepping back in. After this game, stay tuned with us as we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. The 0-1 is going to miss now, 1-1 the count. And on top of that, stay tuned for this championship round, championship game at the NABF College World Series. As right now, assuming everything holds up to what it is right now, it is going to be the Stark County Terriers taking on the Mountaineer Lumber Company at 11:30 a.m. 2-1 going to miss wide for ball 3. Feaster a little bit frustrated out on the mound. He wants to get out of this inning quick, and he wants to give his guys that bump heading into the title game. 3-1, up and in for ball 4, and it is a one-out walk for Newman. Excellent patience from the right fielder, and that'll now bring up Chris Mauer. 2 for 3 in this game, a ground out, an RBI single, and a double. So one of the more prolific hitters in this rotation for the A's. Double play ball does end the game, so he does have to be careful of that. First pitch, Mauer takes up high for ball 1. But a lot of good baseball in this game. But the Terriers, they look to that third inning. Denzo's homer, the big spark play that made it a 6-1 game from 3-1. And from that point forward, they never looked back. Kelleher able to go a total of 5 innings. Feaster going now an inning and a third. Runner goes. The throw down. It is going to be wide right and into center field. And that is going to be a corner-to-corner advancement. Newman able to get that throw in a spot that allowed him to take that extra base. Grable's throw wasn't bad. It just kind of escaped the middle infield. Count as well. 2-1 on Mauer. After the second baseman, it goes to Bartiromo in the on-deck circle as he is the DH. 2-1 carries off the plate for ball 3. Once again, the A's need a total of 7 runs this inning to tie it up. 8 to take the lead. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. It is there for strike 2, and we are full. Excellent response on the mound by Feaster, but still a lot of work to do. A big payoff pitch, and it is in the dirt for ball 4. And that'll put runners at the corner, still 1 down, and that'll bring in the designated hitter, Bartiromo.
Number 11, Anthony Bartiromo.
Coach Sabo staying in the dugout, and same with the pitching coach for the Terriers, as they have their full trust in Feaster, at least for now. Once again, a lot would have to go right for this A's squad to walk out of here with the win, but not impossible. First pitch, pop back, 0-1 the count. And now going right behind. And that was close to the cameras, as once again, a big design flaw of the netting here at McKinley. It allows the ball to go right over it and into the bleachers. Don't really know how that was approved, but outside of that, a very nice facility here in Canton. Named after the late captain of the Yankees in Thurman Munson. He was the first captain of the Yankees since Lou Gehrig at that point. The 0-1. It is to the backstop, and that is going to bring in run number 2. It is a late run coming across for the A's, and they might not be done. Count now 1-1. But Thurman Munson, I believe the anniversary of his passing is coming up in a couple of days, as he tragically passed in a plane accident at Canton Akron Airport. So the stadium was made in honor of him. And over at Kent State, along with Schoonover, they have a jersey molded into the padding in right field in honor of Thurman Munson, with his classic number 15, as you see out in center field. The 1-2, up and in, count even. Once again, the winner of this game takes on the Mountaineer Lumber Company, as they are watching on down the left field line. 2-2 ripped over into left field, and it is a 1-out single for Bartiromo, and that'll put runners back at the corners. And once again, this game is not over, and the A's are making sure they tell the Terriers just that. Time now called, as we will have a mound visit for Feaster. The hope is that he can finish this game. Otherwise, I think it's Jansen who would come in. Now, if it's really close, you're going to have to play your full hand and bring in Dennison. They don't want to do that. Dennison is going to be the guy who starts the next game and the guy who could go the distance. It just depends on how much juice he has left. He threw on Friday, so we'll see. But Ty Dennison, the expected starter, and I believe, at least for now, depending on what happened yesterday, the expected starter for the Lumber Company is Keegan Gilbride, as the now rising sophomore at Tri-C will look to bookend his summer performance with one more big outing. And goalie was tremendous. He was outstanding for Tri-C this past season.
Number 5, Ben Yoder.
Had the most innings for the Triceratops in a rotation that included 2 future D1 guys in Banks Cox and in Mitch Harder. And he could be another one that goes to a Division I school after his time at Tri-C is done. But back to this game, it is Ben Yoder stepping back in. A single his last time up. The A's down by 6. They have 2 outs to play with still. And once again, they have to be careful as a double play ball does end the game, and it does end their season. Time now called. And somebody was told to shut it in the dugouts. Don't know what was going on there, but I think somebody was carrying on about something. First pitch. Hello, that is towards the dugout of the Terriers. And Coach Sabo has to get out of the way before he loses his head. And that is the issue of the slippery conditions. Yet another flying baseball bat. The first one was Aljancic. He is in the on-deck circle. And I'm sure he gives a first-time kind of remark to Yoder. And now he has got to spray on something to make sure the bat stays where it belongs, in his hands. Baseball is a very dangerous spectator sport, but usually not for the people in the dugouts. Well, that has changed today. The 0-1. This time he holds onto the bat and fouls it off. Didn't think we needed to clarify that point, but here we are in the semifinals with 2 flying bats. Something about the Stark County kids, not on the Terriers. The 0-2 taken up high for ball 1. But just some really absurd scenes here at Thurman Munson Stadium. It is a bizarre way for us to go out this summer. 1-2 bounces in, count now even. Once again, our next game is going to be our 82nd, I believe, and final of this summer. A couple of weeks off from broadcast and then back at it with some high school sports in mid-August. 2-2 down low and outside for ball 3. I believe right now our first scheduled game is going to be Padua and Archbishop Hoban volleyball on August 19th at 7 p.m. from Padua. The payoff pitch, driven foul. And then from there, depending on Mount Union moving, that is the kicker. That Wednesday, the 20th, we would have Marlington and Revere volleyball. Thursday, it's up in the air. We could be at Byers Field, and that Friday, Alliance and Padua football. Payoff pitch, it is inside for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. But to stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter as we communicate our schedules over there. As well, make sure to be on the lookout on the live tab via YouTube, and you will be able to see when we are going live next. We will have a media day in around a week with Padua football, as we will sit down with some of their stars and some of their coaches to get their thoughts on this upcoming campaign. First pitch, a strike, 0-1 the count. It is Aljancic back in. And in the on-deck circle, that is Nathan Johnson, the rising junior at Hiram, in place of Brock Polilli. The 1-1 ground ball up the middle. It is going to scoot over towards second base, and it is going to get through into center field. Throw to second in time for a late fielder's choice. 2 down, but that will bring in a run, and that'll make it 8-3. But by all means, he should have been there. And if that's a balk that brings everybody back, actually, no, that moves them up 1. But I think the thing that the Terriers wanted to avoid has happened, as they just sent Jansen down to the bullpen. So now what's the conversation going to look like here? Either way, it's an 8-3 ball game. It just depends on how many guys are on and how many guys are out. And now I think that they are going to call it a balk. Just a really obscure play. It appears that an explanation is being given to Braden Broom over at short. Now at third, the third base coach of the A's is getting an explanation. Coach Sabo, he wants in on the action. He is going to go and join the powwow. And I believe same with his pitching coach. The positive here is pretty simple. Jansen now has a lot of time to warm up. Usually you have to call a mound visit, waste time that way. But if they play their cards right, he can get a good warm-up in. Something happens, they make the change immediately. They want to avoid that. It is going to once again be an 8-3 ball game regardless of what happens here. The difference is fielder's choice, 2 down, or balk, 2 on, 1 down, 1-1 count. A very big discrepancy.
No, he's out. It's Major League rules, so it's a live ball on a balk.
So now we're getting that explanation that he should be out, as it is Major League rules. Once again, that's why Coach Willoughby was the coach, and I'm just the broadcaster, as I don't know all of the small intricacies of the game. But that is a really obscure play. The runner at second, he has not gotten out of the way. He is still there. And they call him safe. So what happened? Is it a balk or is it a ball put in play? It's a big difference. Aljancic, it's not him in the box. Number 22 is in. That is Whitman. Balks the call. Runner is safe. 1-1 count. 8-3 score. I think that's our explanation. 1-1 missing wide left for ball 2. Yes, it is. Wow. That is big. And yeah, it's a live ball. It's not a force. That's why he's safe. Fly ball sent down the left field line, and it is going to drop foul. I believe at least that's why. If that was a live ball and that was a force, which it would have been if that was a base hit, then he's out. But otherwise, on the balk, he wasn't tagged until he was on the base. They tried it as a force play. Then they tagged him, obviously too late. That is the full reasoning behind it. And Whitman with a chance here to change the game even further. 2-2. It is going to miss low for ball 3, and we are full. But Whitman's a rising sophomore at Muskie. Played his high school ball for Triway in the Worcester area. And he had 1 at-bat for the Fighting Muskies this past season. Payoff pitch. Fly ball sent into left field. That one will be caught for out number 2. And they are going to hold up the runners. So that'll sound the final countdown for the Terriers as they need 1 out to get out of this game. And it is going to be Nate Johnson coming in to try and extend it a little bit further for the A's. Either way, a very stressful finish to this game for both parties. Johnson ground ball left side, threw into left field just barely, and they're going to send the second one home, and he is in there. Johnson into second base easily, as it is a 2 RBI single, and that is going to make it an 8-5 ball game. So we will continue. A wild inning so far. 4 runs have scored for this offense. And they maybe save the offense for just a time that is too late. But that is not officially it yet as Mark steps in. And he will try to keep it going once again. Swing and a miss on the first one. 0-1 count. And in the on-deck circle, that is going to be Poole. And he is the tying run. So that is where we are in this order. I think if this is a hit allowed, you have to bring in Jansen. I think you have to make that change. It's not one you want to make, but you might just have to. Now, an 0-2 count as one of the old Loges gets a parting gift from this game. For the most part, the Loges are out of commission, but there are a couple of media boxes that are used. The 0-2, fly ball sent into center field, and it is caught, and that is the game. Kelliker ices it, and it is going to be the Stark County Terriers as the 2 seed taking on the Lumber Company in the NABF College World Series Championship game. The 4-Pete hopes are still alive. 8-5 your final in the semis. One final commercial break, then we will be back on to announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier. Welcome back to Thurman Munson Memorial Stadium in Canton. Your final score in game number 1 of 2 today. It is the Stark County Terriers 8 and the Canton Class A's 5. Your player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. It goes to none other than the right fielder, Josh Denzo. Looking at his box score, 1 for 3 today. He brought in a run on a sac fly, but his big contribution, a 3-run homer. He brought in 4 of the 8 runs today. That homer was a big spark, and because of that, he will earn Player of the Game honors, once again, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist 2024 on Twitter. As well, subscribe down below to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. There is no added cost, but it greatly helps out all that we do here at SmeeSports, whether it be on our family of social media platforms or at SmeeSports LLC. Time now for our final game of Summer Ball, Game 82, and it should be a good one. It is the Stark County Terriers and the Mountaineer Lumber Company up next. And that is going to be one heck of a way to close out our summer campaign. 2 WRCL sides duking it out for the right to be called NABF College World Series champions. But for now, I am Nathan Smee saying so long from Canton, and we will see you again in a few moments as it is time to flip on over to our second broadcast link of the day. This has been the 2025 NABF College World Series on SmeeSports in partnership with the NABF and the WRCL. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will hope to see you again soon, meaning the next game. But if not, we will see you again next time.